Hello, everybody. Welcome to Candidates Corner. This is Greater Seattle Korean Association, our interviews with candidates and electeds. And today, we're very pleased and excited to have Katie Wilson. Hello, Katie. Thanks for
Hello,
joining.
great to be here.
Great. Katie's running for Seattle City Mayor. And so she just had a few words to share with our community. Just a quick announcement and disclaimer. This is not an endorsement, but rather Candidate Corner is part of our voter education fund through Korean Association, just to let the voters be informed more about our candidates and their background and platform. So Katie, we're just very curious to know, like maybe tell the viewers a little bit about your background.
So my name is Katie Wilson, and I'm running for Seattle Mayor. I've lived in Seattle for over 20 years, my whole adult life. And over that time, I've watched our city transform and grow, and in ways that have been good, right? But also in ways that have made this city so hard for working families to afford to live here. We've seen the rise of the tech industry, population growth, and at the same time, we've seen the housing crisis and the homelessness crisis get worse every single year. In 2011, I founded an organization called the Transit Riders Union, and over the last 14 years, I have been a community organizer and a coalition builder, fighting for economic justice for working families in Seattle and around our region. I've played a big role in winning stronger renter protections for renters in 8 cities around King County, higher minimum wages for low-wage workers in South King County, progressive revenue so that our government can fund vital city services, and improving and expanding our public transit system and making sure that lower income riders and youth have affordable or free fares. In all of that work, I've built large coalitions bringing together many organizations and individuals around our region to win transformative policies. And those are the relationships and the energy that I want to bring into the mayor's office.
Okay, great. Thank you, Katie. Also, you spoke a little bit about it, but maybe perhaps you could tell us in detail why you decided to run for Seattle Mayor.
Yes. I think we are in a moment where so many families, individuals in our city are struggling with the rising cost of living. We have seen rents increasing rapidly over the last few years. We've seen the cost of childcare become so unaffordable. Everything from groceries to gas is so expensive. I feel this myself. I'm a renter. I have a 2-year-old, who's in childcare, and I want to do everything I can to make our city affordable for working families. I've seen too many people, too many families move out of the city because they can't afford to live here. I decided to run this February when Seattle voters overwhelmingly passed a measure to fund Seattle's new social housing developer, which will build permanently affordable, publicly owned housing for people at a range of incomes. Our current mayor opposed that measure, but voters told us that they want the city to do this. So I decided to run because I believe we need city leadership that is going to fight to make social housing work in Seattle, and that's going to build a city for working families. I also believe that our current administration has not done nearly enough to meaningfully address the homelessness crisis and the public safety crisis, and we can't afford another 4 years of failure on that front.
Thank you so much, Katie. Finally, if elected, you spoke about the homelessness initiative, but tell us what would be on your primary platform and what's kind of a priority for you to get up and running.
Sure. So first of all, on affordable housing, this is a very top priority to me because the housing crisis is at the root of so many of the struggles that we're facing every day. We need to make it easier to build more housing in the great neighborhoods around Seattle because as our population grows, if we don't have enough housing, that contributes to rising housing costs. We also need to invest in social housing so that we have that permanently affordable housing for more and more families. We need to invest in other models of affordable housing and affordable homeownership programs so that young families that want to build a life here can afford to do so. And also equitable development so that communities can stay here without being displaced. So I'm going to tackle the housing crisis with everything I've got. There are a number of different strategies that we're going to need to pursue to make sure that homeownership and renting in Seattle are within reach. In the homelessness crisis, What we've seen over the last 4 years is that we have lost shelter capacity every single year the current mayor has been in office, and we have more people sleeping unsheltered on the streets than ever before. We cannot afford another 4 years where unsheltered homelessness keeps rising, and this really contributes to our public safety problems as well, because people who have nowhere to go, who might be struggling with addiction, with mental illness, also end up problematic behavior that creates unsafe situations. So we need to open more shelter. We need to get people inside with the support, the services, the treatment that they might need to be successful there. So that is another very high priority for me in office. Also, with the Trump administration, we know that immigrant communities are facing grave threats, and our city really needs to step up and make sure that we are protecting people from ICE and that we're doing everything we can to keep all of our communities safe and secure.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Katie, and thank you, viewers, for tuning in. This is Katie Wilson for Seattle City Mayor on your ballot. Thank you very much for watching and tuning in. Bye-bye.